Well, I grew up in Brooklyn, New York. Brighton Beach is a small community adjacent to Coney Island, nestled between Manhattan Beach and Coney Island. Look upon, for the most part, my childhood as a fond memory. The thing that affected me most was my parents' divorce. My parents had not a particularly happy marriage. I was living with my mother at the time. And my mother loved me more than anything, but she just didn't have the parental skills needed to deal with a child. I missed my father dearly, and I started running wild, essentially. I remember when I was 12 years old, my good friend and I, we used to just hop on the subway and went to the World's Fair, 1964. And we'd spend a day at the World's Fair, and my mother wouldn't know where I was at all. I would experiment with such things as fireworks, making little bombs. One bomb went off, and I lost my left eye. You might think it was possibly an attempt to draw attention to my unhappiness as a child over the separation of my parents. But my father understood that I had this fascination with Coney Island and with history, if you will, the history of Coney Island. When I was 15, my father gave me a book, Good Old Coney Island. And in it, there was a story regarding a treasure. I believe the date is 1830 or 1831. It was a story about the brigantine Vineland that was heading off of Long Island. And the crew found out that she had 54,000 Mexican silver dollars on board. And once they found that out, they killed the captain, threw the first mate overboard. They offloaded in 2 longboats and started rowing to more or less Coney Island. One rowboat overturned, and the other, fearing the same fate, offloaded all but 5,000 Mexican silver dollars. So I said, well, 49,000 Mexican silver dollars are in an area that look like they'd be underwater. I guess I'll have to learn how to scuba dive. So I was 15 at the time, and the minimum age for learning the scuba dive was 16. So I lied about my age, said I was 16, and I learned how to scuba dive on double hose, the old double hose regulators. He gave me the book at a time that was important for me to focus. It provided some structure for me, some discipline. Although I never got to look for the 49,000 Mexican silver dollars, that book got me involved in scuba diving, led to my interest in shipwrecks, and led to my interest in the RMS Republic.
The Republic beat him the first time. It consumed him. We're dealing with the largest treasure ship in history.
I cannot leave this unresolved. The fight is far from over. We will recover the Republic's gold.